Well, it took me so long to get here. I was like the third guy through tech. I'm super excited to be back at the track.
Here we are, we're finally at Test and Tune. Let's see what this old girl can do. It's super windy across the track, but it's nice and dry and sunny now. It was raining all morning. I think I'm going to have a good night. There's not a lot of cars here so far. Usually by this time, the place is packed, but I was able to drive right into Tech, and hopefully things are going to go real well. Well, I'm going really slow. I was seriously hoping for a little bit better. What I just did is I made sure my timing was where I thought it was. Kind of think it was maybe off some. We'll see where this goes. I'm sitting at 20 initial, 34 total, which is where I thought I was before, but I definitely wasn't. So anyway, we're gonna give her another whirl. Fortunately, there's very few cars here tonight, so it looks like a guy's gonna hopefully get a chance to make quite a few passes. You know what? Even though I'm not going very fast, I'm having so much fun. I tell you, I don't care if you have a minivan or a Chevy Volt or a full-on race car. Just go out, go to the track, have fun.
Depends how he did it. Depends how he did it. If he whipped it on the track and that's all that happened, he probably said, oh, good.
Well, after probably the most enjoyable night of racing that I've ever had at the track, I came out of it slow as heck, but I wasn't expecting a whole lot more. I was expecting a little bit more, let's be honest, but whatever. Anyway, my best run was 15 353. My worst was 16008. So I guess that officially makes me the slowest ass dude in the no name 500. But you know what? I'm okay with it. It was so much fun. Drove the car all the way there. Raced. I was so happy. I got 10 runs. And you know what? Realistically, I stopped, had a burger with my son, fiddled around with my timing a little bit. Didn't make no difference, but I still did it. Had a ball. I could have just run lap after lap after lap after lap. I could have probably got 16. I could have probably got 20 runs in tonight if I'd wanted to. It's a huge shout out to all the volunteers at Saskatchewan International Raceway. It's about 30-minute drive from my house through the city, and it's an awesome facility. Super good people, and I can't thank everybody enough for everything they do to make these events go off. So what's next for me and my duster, and I hope to get it just as fast, as quick as it can be for what it is. I'm going to swap out the front shocks for I've got some 9010 drag shocks. I'm going to swap them in there, see how that does, try and get a little bit of weight transfer. I learned a ton. I learned what it likes to launch. I learned a little bit about what it likes for tire pressure. I started out running about 25 pounds. Super happy. It was actually hooking pretty much mint. And just because I'm me, I decided that I was going to bring it down to 22 pounds and see how that worked. Well, now I know. I actually shook the tire just a little wee bit on the launch. I had it up to about 2800, maybe just a hair more on the torque converter against the brake when I launched. That's about where it liked it the most. Um, that's when I ran into the tire shake. Didn't do it at 25 pounds, but it did do it at 22 pounds. So whether it's just, I don't know, but is that low enough of a pressure to start folding the tire a little bit? Maybe. Anyway, I learned something there, and that's honestly, I've told you guys a million times, that's what this is all about for me, is just learning how to get better. So, yeah, my suspension tuning is going to carry on. I do believe I'm probably going to try a little more jet, give it a little more fuel. The one run, and only it only did it on one run, but kind of at the top of second gear, it it gave a couple of pops that, and it broke up just a little wee bit higher in the RPM, and I it sounded like what I would say would be like a lean pop. So I'm going to try, if it's on the ragged edge of too lean, I'm going to throw a little bit of jet in each corner and see how it does, see how it likes it. And we'll go from there. But the one thing I do know, I'm going to need the valve springs. I decided against changing them before because it was going to be a real pain in the butt trying to change them around my brake booster and all that stuff. But you know what? I got to find a way. I just have to figure it out. It's not going to be fast, but it's going to be something that I'm just going to have to get done. So the reason I say I need valve spring is just 5 grand is it. I did about the best when I was hitting the shifter about 4,700. It would actually make the shift about 4,900, and then it would just pull on through to the next gear. I mean, that's when I was about the smoothest and seemed to be grabbing power smoothly the whole way through. So that's gonna be the things that are gonna come up ideally in the next couple weeks before the next test and tune, because let's be honest, I'm hooked again. I was kind of, oh yeah, maybe I don't need to do this anymore. Maybe, nah, you're slow. Don't worry about it. Just cruise around. And I will still cruise around. And I will still love my car. And I will still drive it as much as I can. But I really want to make it fast. I want to make it as fast as it can be for what it is. And I would love at some point, it's not going to be right away, at some point, I would love to get a converter built specifically for my package, specifically for my combination. I think that's one thing that would really wake this deal up. When I get on the line lock and I light up the back tires, it seems like it's got a freaking million horsepower once it gets a little bit of engine speed going. And I think if I could just come up with just a somewhat looser converter, I just believe that's going to make all the difference in the world for me. 60-foot time, just everything. My plan is actually I'm going to contact a fellow named John Cope from Cope Racing Transmissions. He does YouTube videos of his own, and some of the stuff that he's working on is freaking amazing. So I'll be looking at getting a hold of John, seeing what he can do, seeing if he has some kind of suggestions in regards to a converter. Thing with my combination, I have a A500 overdrive automatic Chrysler transmission with a lockup converter. Anything that I've seen, anything that I've been able to research, there's not really much, if anything, for a true performance converter for this combination that's still going to allow the lockup. Because don't forget, this is a street car. And when I say street car, I mean highway. I mean be able to do absolutely everything with it. Truly and honestly, the racing is secondary with this car. I mean, I'm going to get to race it 3 or 4 times a year, but I'm going to drive it as much as I can. So hopefully John may be able to help me out with something like that. Last but not least, I got to be honest with you. I really want to try my hand at some nitrous tuning. I'd kind of given up on that, just like a lot of other things. But after tonight and after the amount of fun I had, I couldn't help but think about that little bottle. And had it been there when I was run out of gas in third gear, thinking if I just had that little button to hit and shoot me an extra 100 horsepower for that last little bit down the track, my mind is going a million miles an hour with all sorts of ideas. And if you stick around, I'm going to share each and every one of the things that I can get my hands dirty with here on this channel. And then you know what? When I got this as sorted out as I think I can, hopefully I'll be able to build a bigger, stronger motor and I can start all over again, because it's so much fun. Just the learning, the tuning, that whole thing, I'm having a ball. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble on a little bit here, so thanks a lot for everybody that stuck with me this far. Thanks a lot to the people that I chatted with at the track tonight. Had a fella recognize me from a YouTube video, and that shocked the living crap out of me, you would not believe. Anyway, thanks a lot. It was very nice meeting you tonight. If you get a chance to watch this video, thanks a lot.